Did you know that there is one bone in your body that has a dramatic impact on your health? Your brain controls everything that your body does. Your brain uses the nervous system to do this. I'm talking about everything: your heartbeat, digestion, moving your arms, breathing. Everything is controlled by the one thing on top of your head, the brain, and it's inside of your head. Your head weighs as much as a bowling ball. Your bowling ball-sized head sits on top of your spinal column. Inside of your spinal column is your spinal cord, which branches nerves off to every part of your body. At some point, your head has to connect to the spine. At the top of the spine is a bone called the atlas. The atlas actually controls the alignment of the entire spine like a chain. You turn the atlas one way, the spine will bind the other way. If you twist it one way, the rest of the spine will bind the other way. It controls it just like that. Right in that point is where your brain collects together and then becomes the brain stem, this thick bundle of nerves that then branch off to your whole body. Leave your head, go into your spinal column through this little tiny opening sitting on top of the atlas that controls all the rest of them. What your body does is when the atlas gets misaligned and it twists, your body has to bind up, however it has to balance your head on top of it. A 12-pound bowling ball being pulled down by gravity or jumping or anything is now pushing down on your spine. It has to continue to maintain the brain's ability to keep your heart beating, to keep your food being digested, and for it to process oxygen and pump blood throughout your body. All of those things, it has to decide. Your body has built-in mechanisms that cause it to protect the most vital functions at the sacrifice of what it considers to be at that time the least necessary functions, which could be all kinds of different things. It can be whether or not you can control your hands. It can be whether or not you can sense pain, or whether or not you were dizzy. It malfunctions. That's the bottom line. If you have things like vertigo, migraines, or fibromyalgia, TMJ, chronic pain, post-concussion syndrome, or sciatica, or numbness and tingling in your arms, epilepsy, or Tourette's, or MS, or Parkinson's, or any of those symptoms can be caused because your brain has become cut off. Your wires are pinched. The deal is, you got to get that aligned. Once you get the atlas aligned, your body can start to heal. But it's got muscles that are bound up in this way for years or even decades. But the bottom line is, many times, if you find the right doctors, the ones that really know how to do this upper cervical correction and balance that atlas, you can come into their office and then they have you up on 2 scales and your weight will be completely off to one side because your spine is bound up. Or they do a nerve scan to see if you're getting uneven nerve function. Or one leg will be higher than the other, like he does a leg check or she does a leg check, and when you leave, you are balanced, squared. Once you get the upper neck aligned properly and your heavy head balanced over your spine, your body can start to heal. Doesn't it make sense? That if your body was completely balanced, every other function would start to work better? If you take supplements, if you work out, you do yoga, you do breathing, you do meditation, whatever you do, your body is going to be communicating with itself on its highest level possible. The crazy thing for me is that nobody knows about this. I read this article in Scientific American about chronic pain where they're talking about targeting the neurons. It seemed to be misfiring at that point where it enters the spine. How more obvious can it be? That it might be getting pinched off there at the atlas. If they know that the top bone can align it, why doesn't everybody know? I don't know, but that's what I'm trying to tell you about today, so you need to check this out. It is real. There are people getting better, we can prove it. For sure, there's clinical trials. There was one that was on Good Morning America, where high blood pressure got lowered better than 2 meds for people just getting an upper cervical correction. The atlas aligned. That's it. You got to check it out somewhere. check out this website. Find a doctor who does this upper cervical work.